Welcome to the driver's seat. Last month we had a chance to review the all-new 2021 Chevy Tahoe and Suburban, and now we have the sibling to that vehicle, the GMC Yukon. But some exciting news with GMC this year. You know, Denali's been around for a long time, almost 20 years, and it has accounted for a significant chunk of sales across the entire GMC lineup. But for the first time ever, we can get a Yukon now with the AT4, which is the one we opted for. And I like it so much better than Denali. So if you think about Denali, it's premium, it's luxury. A loaded out, comparable Denali will cost you about $85,000. Loaded out AT4, about $75,000. And you have a better angle of approach, better angle of departure. You got these red tow hooks. Instead of the really shiny chrome, you've got more kind of matted, dark finishes. This just speaks to me so much more than the Denali, and I just love it. The only thing I regret is we didn't have a chance to do any significant off-roading with it, but that's how GMC is positioning this vehicle as out of the box. It is the most ready to be used premium off-road vehicle. You know, it's a lot to say with vehicles like the Land Cruiser and Range Rover, but I bet they're right, because I bet more people are going to take this off-roading than they're likely to take those, especially the first owners. Before we get going, let's take a quick look at what we have here. The interior of this new Yukon is perfect. I really like it. It speaks to me. I like the contrast stitching. Obviously, you have a massive infotainment screen, 15-inch head-up display, analog gauges, nice large multi-information display, everything you want here, USB, USB-C, multiple chargers, really everything you need. But one of the cool features is this movable armrest. You can move it all the way back. That moves the cup holders further back. You can move it forward, and you can hide things here. Just something very thoughtful, and this is something that the Tahoe does not offer. But overall, I just love this AT4 lineup across the board, but this is probably my favorite. For the first time ever, and I love this segment, the full-size SUV segment. The first time ever having an AT4 is big, because the Denali, because it's considered a luxury vehicle, it has such a low air dam, and that's good for fuel economy, but that's terrible for off-roading. This vehicle looks the part, and it has the credibility because of the way they engineered it. I love it, and you can also raise and lower it up to 2 inches, so it's almost like having a built-in lift kit. Just a tremendous vehicle. It's been so much fun to drive. Now with the AT4, if there's one complaint, is that you can't get the 6.2 liter in the AT4. That they've reserved for Denali. That's a little, it would have been nice to have this with the 6.2, but if that's what we have to live with, then so be it. But this is a first-class seat. It's comfortable. It could be a little less sloppy. I'll be honest with you. That's where something like an X7 or a Q7, similar price point, 3-row, not quite full size, they just handle so much better. But that's not why you're buying an AT4, Yukon. You're buying this to go off-roading. You're buying it to tow a boat or a motorhome. It's just so capable, and I just love the way it looks. Whether it's on the road or off-road, it just really sits nicely. It stands out, in my opinion. Those red tow hooks, it's a simple little thing. It's a marketing gimmick, I get it, but it works. You may never use those red tow hooks, but it's nice that you have them there and they stand out. Look, when you're spending, $65 starting price, $75 as equipped, it's a lot of money. You want to be proud of what you just spent your money on, and this is just that type of vehicle. It's a big vehicle. We were shooting it with the old Land Cruiser, our FJ100, and it's amazing how much bigger and how much more this thing is wider, it's taller, it's longer, it's so much bigger than that Land Cruiser. It makes it look like a toy, and that, that's just where this segment is, and nobody owns this segment more than GM. I mean, when you add up Yukon, Tahoe, Suburban, Escalade, it owns it. So I've said it before, what F-150 is to Ford, these vehicles are to General Motors. As far as driving, the head-up display is brilliant. I mean, it's just it fills up so much of the windshield, but it's not distracting. It keeps your eyes on the road, and all the the panoramics, everything about this is just very well thought out. Now the seats fold flat. We had a bunch of cargo in here, and it's just amazing how much room this vehicle has. Good power. Again, the 5.3 at times I could see towing something 7, 8, 9,000 pounds up a slight grade, even like this. I could see it struggling a little bit. Still, it's going to have plenty of power, but it's not the 6.2. That's really the one to get. But I understand why GMC did it. They want to have some distinction between the two, and a justification for why you're spending more money for the Denali. Of course, you've got Apple CarPlay and OnStar and a host of other technologies in here. Wi-Fi hotspot. GM was one of the first to do that. You have all the trailering cameras that we've shown you before with the pickup trucks. We don't have a trailer to tow today, but it's just such good technology. If you've ever towed or even think about towing, this is a game changer. The other brands have some technologies, but not everything that you get with the GM product. So comfortable, roomy, powerful, and attractive. I mean, it's a handsome vehicle. It's a muscular vehicle, but it's handsome. I've been saying this for years. GMC has really filled the void left by Hummer, and I think GM regrets getting rid of Hummer. They're bringing the name back now as a Hummer electric vehicle under the GMC umbrella, which just makes sense. Leveraging that name for a well-established brand. I love it. But we'll see how sales go for the Yukon, but I wouldn't be surprised if the AT4 outsells the Denali 2-1. Not that there's anything wrong with the Denali. I just think after a couple of decades of that bling, I think the market was ready for a new look, something a little more rugged, and this really, I mean, their timing was just perfect. This is in this year of 2020, pandemic, you have a lot of people boating and off-roading, overlanding, trailing motorhomes, etc. And this is just the perfect vehicle for all that. I like where GMC is positioned, right between Chevy and Cadillac. Escalade is going to take that luxury market, Chevy kind of more the blue-collar market, and GMC has positioned themselves as professional grade for many years now, and it works. And now with the AT4 lineup, this is becoming the fastest growing sub-segment for GMC. And I predicted when it first came out that AT4 would overtake Denali, and they're well on their way to doing that. More and more people want to go off-roading, or at least have the vision, that they could go off-roading, and this gives them that image. Love everything about this vehicle. The technology is great. On-road, off-road. We did a little bit of off-roading, not a lot, but got a little bit in, and it was very impressive. Again, when you look at the competitive segment, there is no competition. Maybe Toyota Sequoia, maybe Navigator or Expedition, but GM as a whole owns this segment, and the Yukon is my favorite. I'm Ron Doran. Thanks for watching. See you next time on The Driver's Seat.